And this is how we get down. What's good, everybody? Welcome into a glorious Thursday. It is December 18th, 2025. We are exactly 1 week away from the Christmas holiday, which, by the way, we will be live next Thursday, December 25th. This is your morning breakfast. It's how you get your day started. Little entertainment, education, little laugh, little learning. That's what we do every single weekday on the Stadium Network and all of their platforms, Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube, and also social media. Now, how did we do yesterday? Well, sometimes I just have to lead by example. Now, it was a slightly losing day, but look at those check marks. Absolutely glorious. And by the way, Vanderbilt, they had a 9-point lead with 6 seconds to go, and yuck, a meaningless bucket puts an X on the screen for Mikey. That's how close college basketball can be. Now, let's set the stage for the schedule today. We have a super busy day here at the studios. Right after this show, we are live at 11 a.m. Eastern time with the Coach and Bro Show, and that show is absolutely just killing it right now. At our biggest viewed show ever on Monday, we'll be live at 11 a.m. Eastern time with russosbrand.com. Then at 2 p.m. Eastern time, your boys, a lot of opinions on the world of pro wrestling every single day. This show is also growing thanks to all of you. It is Off the Ropes with the Coach on SiriusXM, channel 156. And then all of our content on demand. Subscribe to both of our YouTube pages. And also at 5 p.m. Eastern time today, I'm part of the Busties. I'll be a presenter. Kind of a little ironic being a part of the Busties. All right, if you are watching on YouTube, hit that like button. If you want to become a premium member, do it right now because we will have a premium pop-up tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time as we count down to Thursday Night Football, the Rams and the Seahawks, and that'll be a big part of the show today. We also have One Word. We also have NBA Showcase, so that's a lot of content. So housekeeping is over, but I am fired up for the day. So my question is, on a Thursday, it does work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's time. Let's go. Let's beat the books. All right, and I got my boys here today. First and foremost, say good morning to the man who's officially on winter break. No more classes, no more finals, no more hanging out at the booth. Good morning, Peyton Lodge.
Morning, guys. Unfortunately, I am still taking a winter course. However, I'm back in the luxurious Sports Lodge studios here where there are plenty of Mike Trout bobbleheads left over, apparently. But yeah, nice to be back here with good lighting and stuff because Tuesday morning I was doing the show from my girlfriend's mom's office. So it's nice to be home.
Wow. I hope she's not watching right now. Boo thing. All right, next, he's our numbers guy for a reason. Say good morning to Rafael Esparza. Good morning, Rafael.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, family. It's a Thursday. We have Thursday Night Football, a good one. We also have a bowl game. All 4 bowl games have all gone under the total so far. So it should be a very interesting Thursday.
Oh, you mean like the one that I correctly had as one of my best bets yesterday? That one, that was brutal, like we talked about, with 2 backup quarterbacks? Awful. You don't flip the switch. Thank you, Rafael. Now, he is live from Memphis, Tennessee. He is the host most days of Weekday Wagers. Say good morning to my man, DG. What's good, man?
Morning, boys. Morning, Coach. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Memphis. Mikey tried to take us down yesterday all by himself, but no. The Memphis Tigers somehow covered the spread and shut out Mikey yesterday.
Wow, that overtime almost got you. Yeah. Almost got you in overtime, but alas, all those little bunnies when nobody plays defense. That's why I hate basketball betting, but we still do it. All right, boys, it's a big day. I hate losing days. You guys know me. So I have one very simple question. Oh, Raphael beat him. That's right. Take yourself off, DG. Take yourself off. Raphael, my guy. We can't see you. Best bet. Start us off. Go.
I really love my plays today. That's why I wanted to go first. I've talked to so many cappers, bookmakers. Everyone is on the Rams today. Give me the Seattle Seahawks -1.5. Joe Public, 85% of the tickets written on the Rams. I think Seattle wins this game because the weather's going to be flurries, snow, wet, windy. I like Seattle in this one. And Seattle's won 22 out of the last 25 games as the betting favorite. Give me Seattle at home. And then I've hit 3 straight college basketball totals. Let's make it 4 straight today because we're going to Temple Davidson over 143.5. Davidson's 8 wins this year are averaging 81 points per game. They are 5-point favorite. They blow out Temple today. This game flies over the total.
The alma mater of Steph Curry makes an appearance. And by the way, Raphael, I really appreciate the Gonzaga play last night, the Arizona play the night before, playing these high pace teams against average teams. It really is a recipe for an over. There was like no defense. It was awesome. Easy cover. Love that today. Great start. Or are you putting your hand up, Peyton, because you'd like to go next, or you have a comment?
Oh, no, I wanted to go next, and I have a comment.
Oh, all right. King Lettuce, you're up.
Just because Raph was on the Seahawks, I had to go to my Rams money line right away, Coach. I mean, come on, man.
Let's go.
You mentioned a little something about the weather. Sam Darnold's from Capistrano Beach in California. That should be enough about the weather. I don't think he knows much about cold anyway. Sean McVay doesn't lose in December also. The Rams have won their last 10 in December. I got them on the money line because last week Sam Darnold looked terrible and couldn't get in the end zone once against the Colts. 6 field goals last week, and they beat 44-year-old Phillip Rivers by 2 points. Give me my 2026 MVP Matthew Stafford and the Rams to win this game with or without Devontae Adams. And also Lakers Jazz over 243.5 tonight. There's not one player on the floor in this game who's the least bit interested in playing defense. LeBron, Luka, Deontay George, Ace Bailey. I mean, should I keep going? They might have this by halftime. Took the over in Utah.
Ace Bailey. Remember when he was the hot commodity? Ace Bailey. He's the guy. He's the guy. Until he wasn't the guy. All right. By the way, DG, are you siding with Peyton or Raphael when it comes to tonight's game?
This is honestly one of the toughest games of the year to predict. I really do like the Rams, though.
Wow. Raphael, 3-1, big dog, 3-1. All right. DG, best bets. Go.
Yeah, let's start off on the hardwood. We're going to go to UT Martin. Yeah, you don't know who they are because nobody does. We're going to go +4.5. They're going against Tennessee State. We're going to take this at -110. But both teams, they're 5-2 against the spread on the season. In my opinion, this is a pick'em game for me. So I even like UT Martin live on the money line at +165, but I like the points as well. But then let's go to the NFL game tonight. We're going to go Colby Parkinson, the tight end for the Rams, over 39.5 receiving yards at -110. You got to look at Seattle. They've allowed the second most receptions to the tight end, the fourth most receiving yards to the tight end. The last 4 games that Colby Parkinson's been the tight end won. Yeah, he's averaging 44 yards a game. I like Colby to grab 40 yards tonight.
I love those two plays. I love when we find little tidbits, little games that maybe are off the beaten path because they pay the same. They pay the same. Good job, DG. All right, if you're going to cash with the coach, you know you did it twice yesterday. So how about we do it 2 times again today? And I've been really, really good. In fact, some are calling me the best NBA handicapper in the world. Their words, not mine. I'm going to go Knicks Pacers. Do you think to steal Peyton's line, any of these players have any desire to play defense tonight after winning an NBA Cup, after celebrating in some weird ways? Do you think so? Oh, no. At 225, this is a steal. This should be 230 or higher. Then Pistons, Mavs. Pistons are a very, very willing dance partner. The Mavs are becoming a dance partner. Cooper Flagg went north of 40 the other day. So you give me over 229 -108. I'll take that all day. 2 check marks. Bank it. All right. I'm looking at I'll take 6 and 2. That's what we did on Monday. We're going to do it again today. All right. Now, we are just 1 week away from the Christmas holiday. And the entire month, we have been giving back and giving you little gifts that might help you or just interest you. So it is day 18 on our countdown to Coachmas. Oh, Mikey P's in the chat. He says 2 thumbs up for the Knicks celebration. If you know, you know. If you don't, we'll have it in our NBA showcase coming up in about 40 minutes or so. You'll want to stick around for that. All right, young Peyton, what gift are you unwrapping this morning?
So this gift's not from me. It's actually from the NFL. But don't forget about our first 2 Saturday games of the year this week. Game 1, Eagles-Commanders, 5 Eastern, and Packers-Bears, 8:20 Eastern. Ooh. The 2 gifts from me, well, Eagles 6.5 and Packers money line. But these will be fun games to watch. My gift to everyone is just not to forget about these 2 games being on Saturday this week on Fox.
It's easy to do, isn't it? It's easy when he gets all those millions of college basketball games, plus the 3 playoff games on Saturday. There's 2 NFL games. Thank you, Peyton. That's a great gift. All right, Raphael, coming over to you. What gift are you unwrapping this morning?
My gift is Saturday sports. Let the wife or girlfriend go shopping because it's the last Saturday before Christmas. Because there's over 100 sports going on Saturday. You mentioned 75 college basketball games, 13 NHL games, 10 NBA, 5 college football because FCS playoffs are also on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 NFL games. The gift of Saturday, let everyone else go shopping and you sit at home and watch sports.
Wow. So that's 6 sports. What are the other 94?
Well, I said 75 college, 13 NFL, 10 NBA.
You said 100 sports.
105 games. 105 games.
Oh.
My bad.
That's on me. That's on me.
No, that's on me. That's on me.
All right, DG, my guy. What gift are you unwrapping this morning?
You might not know who these guys are, but it's Pat and Cam Spencer. Well, these 2 guys are in the NBA, but they weren't always headed for the NBA. So Pat Spencer plays for the Golden State Warriors. He was one of the best, if not considered, the best lacrosse player of all time in college. Now is in the NBA, averaging double figures. Cam Spencer plays for the Grizzlies, and the dude is in fuego at shooting. He also won a championship with UConn in college basketball. But this dude is doing something that nobody else has ever done. He's doing a 50-50-90, and that is remarkable that a guy who now is averaging double figures, getting real minutes in the NBA, Cam Spencer, is one of the best shooters in the NBA right now.
Wow. I had no idea. That's an actual gift. That really, really is. I had no idea any of that. Thank you, DG. My gift today is going to be the hill that I continue to stand on. That I'm tired of the haters. I'm tired of the negative Nellies. Bowl games are cool. Bowl games matter. Watch last night, Delaware. These small, you can't tell Delaware and their head coach. I had to look it up. Ryan Carty? Ryan Carty? Yeah, that's his name. You can't tell him he didn't win a national championship last night, beating Louisiana. Delaware played like their hair was on fire. They went from Division II to Division I AA. Now they're a Division I program. You think those don't matter? You think those don't matter? Oh, they matter. Thank you, Delaware, for reminding all of us. See Texas. Well, it's probably not a good example. I think Sarkisian. I think they'll play hard in whatever bowl game they're in. All right, we're just getting started. Coach and Company, presented by Not Without Hope, in theaters now. Get your tickets right here. Let's go. And we're obviously frozen. All right, awesome.
Down for some deep sea fishing? Crack of dawn Saturday?
We're gonna be all right. We're 4 big, strong men.
Nicholas, it's Mom. I know you went out fishing this morning. This big storm's supposed to hit.
We left some men out on the open water.
4 men in the middle of a giant storm.
This is now a rescue mission.
No visual. Weather getting worse.
Captain, is my boy still alive?
Hope is the strongest thing that we have.
Hang on! All right, you degenerates out there that continue to watch on our YouTube page. Gentlemen, Joe Burrow and the Bengals are out of the playoffs, but yet he's still becoming a quote machine. He said yesterday, crazy things happen amidst a lot of other things. What do we think is going on right now, Peyton, with Joe Burrow? Because it seems like by the day he's getting a little bit more out there with kind of where his mind is.
Yeah, I think he might be a little bored on the football field right now just because of how out of it the Bengals are, and he's not really putting everything into some of these games, because in a big Joe Burrow game, he's mentally preparing everything for his big games. So these games don't really, matter as much, especially with their record now. I think that's kind of what's happening with Joe Burrow.
You might be right. He also said, I need to have fun when I'm out here playing. And Raphael, when you're hurt or out of the playoffs, neither one of those things is fun.
Yeah, I don't want to say bored. He looks depressed during these press conferences because of the injuries, because of the way the team is playing. I don't want to say bored. He just doesn't look like he's having fun. The last couple of years, Joe Burrow looks like he's having fun. This year, no fun.
It's no fun when you sit on the sidelines, DG. No matter how much money you make, you want to play to earn it. And that burns a lot of these top players that don't get on the field, but yet still make $40, $50 million.
I think what you're saying, it's hard to get back to a team once you've been out for a little bit of the season, especially you're supposed to be the best player on the team potentially as the quarterback. And so coming back into the team, into the fold, and honestly just not being yourself, the team already being done for the season for the most part, it's hard to get back into that. And so that's why I think he's struggling to find that joy, is because what are they going to play for? What does he have to play for right now?
It's a very, very good question. And last week, when you get inside the red zone, 4 times, 0 points, that's depressing in its own right. So now the Bengals, all they can do is play the role of spoiler and get ready for next year. And we'll have to wait and see. All right, still to come. We haven't done this in a while, but we have a very special with the 2 top receivers in the NFL on the same field tonight. A little special one word. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll do that immediately. Producer man, when we come back in 5 seconds. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, Raphael, right outside of your house. All the music's always playing. Feel good around Christmas holidays. All right, gentlemen, today, a very special one word. Because tonight on the field, we have the 2 top receivers in all of football. Jackson Smith-Njigba from Seattle, over 1,500 yards receiving, and Puka Nacua from the Rams, over 1,300 yards receiving. So, Peyton, we're going to start with the number one guy, the guy that never does interviews. You don't even know what his personality is. He just goes out there and he dominates, and he's Sam Darnold's best friend. One word to describe Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Sleeper. I think this man just gets slept on too much. He leads the league in receiving yards, which I don't think a lot of people actually knew until they looked at the numbers before tonight's game. He's just been so consistent in every game this year. He just seems like he's open every play, kind of similar to Puka, but too bad he has Sam Darnold throwing to him. But he's the best receiver in football this year if you just simply look at his numbers.
My one word is decoy tonight. How about give Shaheed and Cup and maybe the tight end A.J. Bartner some throws today? I say they use him as a decoy tonight to win the game at home.
Transformational, because you got to look at the Seahawks team. They were left for dead in a sense because DK Metcalf gets traded off, and then they have Geno. They let go of Geno. Then now we're talking about Sam Darnold. He's not the sexy name, but what's so sexy about this Seahawks team? It is the defense, but it's also JSN. Jackson Smith-Njigba is the real deal.
Yeah, he's very sexy. My one word is Sanders-esque, as in Barry Sanders-esque. When this guy scores a touchdown, when this guy gets a big play, does he celebrate? Does he do the... No, he doesn't do that. Maybe once in a while. But this guy just does what Barry Sanders did. He takes the ball, he flips it or hands it to the official, he lines back up, and he does another one. That's why he has the potential with 3 big games. And this is a remarkable number, guys, to go over 2,000 yards in a season as a receiver. That's bonkers. But if he goes like 140 per game, he'll get there. So it's very, very possible. All right, let's go right across the field to the guy who seemingly is like a pinball when he's out there. All of his teammates love him. The entire locker room feeds off of him. One word for Puka Nacua.
Devontae Adams has a big reason Puka has been able to elevate his game to the next level and be up there with the best in the game. Between Devontae and Puka, Matt Stafford has also been able to elevate himself to the MVP race. Rams players have just been helping out each other all year.
I'm going to say sleeper. Sleeper as an MVP candidate. I think him and Stafford are going to hit both together, and one of them is going to be out for the MVP candidate. I think Stafford's out. I think Puka may have more votes than Stafford.
When I think of Puka Nakua, I think of Warrior. This dude is an absolute beast. He's running through the middle and taking the hits. He's also going to the outside and can catch like a complete flamingo. The dude is just sexy. That's my complete word for today because Puka is that warrior there for the Rams.
He also is unguardable, and that's my one word today because he plays in the slot. He's not an out receiver, which means he can go in, he can go out. Look at all of his receptions from the last game. They were all over the place. That's why you can't double team this guy. He's a great slot receiver, and he may go down if he can stay healthy for the next 10 years as perhaps the greatest slot receiver of all time. That's how good I think this guy is. By the way, Raphael, did you use the same word that Peyton used for one word? Sleeper. Did you use that for Jackson, Peyton?
Yes.
Yeah. Last round. I used it last round.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Topic number 3. You talk about sleeping on somebody. Cleveland Browns have been awful, but they have one guy who's not been awful, and his name is Myles Garrett. He got his bag, and he has backed it up. He is one sack away from the NFL record of 22 and a half. Try to say that 3 times. He is at 21 and a half. This guy's been an absolute one-man beast show all season. One word, Peyton, to describe Myles Garrett doing it in the dark.
Wasted. Myles Garrett has just been incredible, but he's completely wasted in Cleveland. They haven't been good offensively in a long time. Hopefully we see the Browns do something next year with Myles Garrett on their roster because wouldn't you want to see some of these big D linemen in the playoffs rather than just like these premier quarterbacks all the time? It would be great to see a big game and Myles Garrett or Aiden Hutchinson has a big time sack to win the game or something like that, but we haven't seen that in a while. Myles Garrett's being wasted right now.
Can you imagine if he played in New York, California? He would be all over, number 1 football jersey seller probably, but he's playing in Cleveland.
This isn't his nickname, but it should be, is the Freak. This dude is a complete freak. He's always been great in the NFL, but what we're seeing in him in this season is complete dominance because that's how he is playing for the Cleveland Browns. I think he gets this record, and I think he might run away with it and hold it for many, many years.
Yeah, I think he'll get to 24 or 25, most definitely. And my one word is sad. That sometimes when you have such great performances, it's sad when a player is on a team that's just not very good. And he had a chance to leave. He chose to take the bag. So it's sad for the league, not so much for him. He took the money instead of the team, and that's on him. And I'm sure he's happy about it. I'm sure he is. Speaking of happy, our next topic. And really only young Peyton can relate to what we're talking about here. Maybe me to a lesser extent. But 22-year-old Cooper DeJean, or DeJean, however you pronounce his name, he's become an absolute star on defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. But boys, it has now been revealed that he is winning on the field and off the field. Because 22-year-old Cooper DeJean is dating my all-timer, my number 1 WWE diva of all time, Nikki Bella, 42 years old, 20 years older. The kid looks like he's in high school, for God's sake. One word on Cooper DeJean winning, Peyton.
Yeah, hopefully DG doesn't use sexy this round. That'd be kind of weird. This guy, I'm going to say kid, because this guy's still a kid with the best instincts in the game. Out there in the secondary, this guy always seems to make the right play as well. Even in open field, he's become a very impressive tackler this year. So on and off the field, very bright future ahead for Cooper DeJean.
There's only one word to use, jealous. That's all it is. I want to be in the rack attack, not him. I want to be in Nikki Bella's rack attack. Jealous.
Never thought I would hear that in my life, but I'm glad I
Yes.
did. I'm going to go with legendary. This is legendary. You're talking about shooting your shot as Cooper DeJean is doing right now. I don't know if they're dating. Who knows? Who cares? But if they are, this is absolutely legendary for him.
My one word is denial. Because on her podcast that's coming up, she's going to be a big denial. No, we're not. Do you see the picture? You just showed up in all head-to-toe Eagles gear when you live in Scottsdale? I mean, come on. Let's admit it just one time. And by the way, how many fans out there are watching right now that don't know that her finishing move is called the rack attack and just realize, why is Raphael saying that?
Sorry, I had to say it. Jealous.
I
I'm jealous.
understand, and I had to clarify. Because now I'm just seeing that move in my head. All right, let's go from a 42-year-old to a 44-year-old because we saw emotion from Phillip Rivers last week after he played for the first time in 5 years that we've never seen before, and I thought it was pretty cool. He now gets another start this week. The Colts are still in the playoff hunt, but so are the 49ers. Peyton, one word to describe this new Phillip Rivers.
Fragile. Please don't get hurt out there, man. He's just so old and so fragile out there. He's just one hit away from something bad happening. I just hope Phillip Rivers gets through the year healthy and has some fun because he's trying to just get the Colts through the year. Yeah, they have something to play for, but it's a win-win situation for him because no one's expecting anything victorious from him. So he should be having fun playing every game with low expectations as he should at 44 years old.
My one word is body. How did his body feel on Monday after the game? There was one play that he got knocked down, and it took 2 linemen to help him back up because he couldn't get up by himself. How does his body feel?
I'm going to go with dad. And I know that might not make any sense, but it makes sense to anybody who's a dad and you want to show off to your kids and honestly a grandkid. But with this dad he's now showing off to his kids who are older, 5 years older from the last time he ever played. He actually gets to show them who dad really is. And dad is a badass.
It's so crazy you just used that. My one word was going to be McMahon, meaning Shane McMahon. Because years ago when he came back after years and jumped off the top of Hell in a Cell, I sat down with him. I was at ESPN. I said, why are you doing this? You've already done it so many times. And he said, because my kids were not old enough to appreciate me back then. And if you guys remember at that entrance, his 3 boys came out with him at WrestleMania. So that's exactly what I had in my head, DG. That's absolutely crazy. All right, a quick one here. Our last topic is Drake May. I think we're starting to sleep on this kid, and he now has a chance to cement himself as the next Tom Brady in New England. But it's a nary lead they have in the AFC East. Peyton, one word to describe Drake May right now.
Second, as in second behind Matthew Stafford in MVP voting. But Drake May has just been sensational this year. Numbers he's put up is great, but he is up there for MVP. It's well-deserved, but he's second behind Matthew Stafford.
Future. The Patriots are going to do the same thing they did with Tom Brady, built around an offensive lineman, and this guy's going to be a stud.
Impressive. I've been impressed with this dude all season long. I thought that they would be good. I didn't think they would be this good.
My one word is teetering. I think he's teetering on greatness. He's also teetering on falling off. You can't blow a 21-point lead. As the quarterback, you control the pace. You control what's going on in the game. And last week, he showed that he's a young quarterback that can't control that because Peyton Manning never would have lost a 21-point lead against the Patriots and Tom Brady. They might not have had it either, but that's not the point. But Drake May, we're going to see what you're made out of. You got 3 games to get to potentially the number 1 seed. All right, coming up on the other side, plenty more NFL to get to as we break down tonight's huge game that could decide the number 1 seed in the NFC. It's the Rams and the Seahawks. Also coming up in about 20 minutes, our NBA showcase as the Cup is now done, regular season back, Coach and Company. Beautiful morning right here on Stadium. All right, you degenerates. We continue on here on our YouTube channel. Guys, apparently Puka Nacua is bored because he is going on all of these little punk streams, and Aiden Ross apparently gets all these NFL players to come on his show. even though he's an idiot. And Puka Nacua said on said podcast that he thinks that sometimes NFL refs make calls just to get on TV. Peyton, should a fine be coming down the pike?
Well, first off, if there's any close calls that maybe should be a PI, it's safe to say Puka won't be getting the benefit of the doubt tonight. So he's going to have to make some catches through contact for sure. But as far as the fine goes, I don't know. I feel like there should be one.
Kind of feel that way too, Raphael. What about you?
Yes, there will be a fine, and I hate this because he is feeding the narrative of what we're in right now, that all games are fixed. I hate this comment.
DG?
If it was maybe NBA, I would say maybe they do get some FaceTime, for video because there's not many of them and it's a close encounter. But in the NFL, like we don't even know half of I wouldn't even say half, a quarter of the referees, let alone the only ones we really know are the ones that are the head refs. And so I don't get why this would even be a thing. They're not getting video time. You're seeing the back of their head most of the time.
And that's very, very true. It's very, very true. I wonder if he's talking about, how sometimes the back, whatever they call the back judge, he'll be running up doing this, doing all that. Maybe that's what he's talking about. I just think Puka is a guy that likes to have fun. Apparently, he has family members that also like to have fun. And he just is one of those guys. He's different. And whenever you have different, how many NFL superstars would hang out on a podcast or a live stream with Aiden Ross? I mean, that's where it starts for me. Come on. Maybe Kai Cenat. Maybe I Show Speed. Maybe. But damn. Aiden Ross? Come on, Puka. Be better. All right. Gentlemen, we're only halfway home. We got a bunch of nuggets to get into right now. We're back live in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Coach and Company here on Stadium, Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. The list goes on and on. All right, gentlemen, tonight it's all about the NFC. The NFC number one seed is at stake tonight in Seattle, the Rams and the Seahawks. So I want to look at the rest of the NFC first. So our first question, we're going to piggyback right down the line. The NFC West, you got the 49ers, Colts, Bears, Seahawks. Seahawks, Rams, Panthers, 49ers. Rams, Seahawks, Falcons, Cardinals. Peyton, which team is in the best spot to win this division?
I think the Rams are in the best spot in a lot of aspects. They got all their guys healthy besides Devontae. Yeah, this is a big game tonight for the first round bye and for the first seed, but the Rams are making the playoffs without a doubt, who I think gets healthy. Devontae, I think, gets healthy by the time the Rams really need him, which is in the postseason. The Rams are in the best situation, both health-wise and record-wise right now.
I'm going the other side. I'm going to take Seattle. They're at home tonight, which are playing the Rams, and then they have the Panthers and 49ers. Defense wins tonight. Weather wins tonight. Seattle wins tonight.
The Rams are in the best spot. I think you can look at the schedule and say with a win tonight that they obviously are in the driver's seat. But let me just take your other side because, Raphael, you're wrong. The Seattle Seahawks could lose this game. They have two more important games throughout the rest of the season. They could miss the playoffs. And that's the crazy part of all of this.
It's crazy to say that, DG, but mathematically, you're absolutely right. You really are. And let's remember that the Rams just a couple of weeks ago traveled to Charlotte, North Carolina, and they lost to the Panthers. So that can happen. Just something to think about. All right, let's go to said Panthers, which is the NFC South. The last 2 weeks, the Bucks and then the Panthers both lost to the Saints. What are we doing? So they maintain 7-7 with, or was it 6-7? But the question is, Peyton, who's in the best position to win this division?
I wouldn't call it the best spot, but I'd say the Bucks are in the better spot because they have Mike Evans back, who looked great, but they couldn't beat him. Their best defense, or their defense, got beat by Kirk Cousins, and I wouldn't say their defense is in a good spot right now, but I would say that their overall team is in a better spot than the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Buccaneers just because of Baker. I think Baker puts them a nice win this week and carries them into the playoffs. So I'm going to take Baker 9 times out of 10.
So both of these teams lost to the Saints. Yeah, what are we doing at this point? It's like the who wants to finally win something. The Panthers just gave a gift to the Bucks with losing last week, and so I think, and Mike Evans coming back, Godwin getting healthier. I think we have to see that the Bucks should win this division.
What's crazy, guys, is that both of those teams were up by double digits. Bucks to the Falcons, the Panthers to the Saints, and they blew it. You can't be a playoff team and blow it in week 15 with a double-digit lead. And the Bucks were up 14 points. 14 points. All right, topic number 3. We're going to go to the NFC North. The Bears, Mikey P's team, Brandon's team, they're 10-4. The Packers are a half a game back, I guess, sort of, because they're 9-4-1, that dreaded tie. And then you've got the Lions in third. How many teams, Peyton, from the NFC North will be in the playoffs?
I'm going to say 2. I'm going to say Bears and Packers. I think the Packers make the playoffs, and I think they beat the Bears this coming week. I'm really fed up with the Lions right now. I think it might just be a personal thing I'm going on with Dan Campbell. I really don't like his decision. But I think it's going to cost them at some point. And so far, it's costed them 6 losses. It might cost them the postseason.
I'm going to say 2 as well. I think the Packers are out. I think Parsons' injury is going to be really, really big. I think the Lions beat Pittsburgh this week, and they have a little bit momentum, but the Bears have the best momentum going into the playoffs.
I'm going to be with everybody else, 2 at this point, but only because I think the Packers are frauds. We're going to see that now with Micah Parsons out. The Bears, yes, they play the Lions the last game. They might not need that. So that could be a give me for the Lions at that point. I think the Lions somehow squeak in this.
That's a really, really good point, DG, because when you just look at the wild card race, the problem is that the NFC West has 3 teams with really, really good records. So Detroit is 2 games back of a wild card spot with 3 to play. That makes it very, very difficult. And Green Bay is one of those teams ahead of them. Then you have San Francisco. Then you have Seattle. So it's going to be hard to get all 3 in. And if the Lions don't get in, all that Dan Campbell chatter, he's a great players coach, he's going to lead us to the – until he didn't. Oh, that could be a rough offseason, going from where they've been the last couple of years and him blowing it to out of the playoffs. It won't be good in the Motor City. All right, let's turn our attention to the game tonight. It is the Rams, who have been the best team in football all season long. They go on the road to Seattle. And when you're looking at this game, essentially it's a pick 'em. But we know, Peyton, that 1.5 points can mean something. There's a chance that 1 could come in because both of these teams periodically like to go for 2. And that's an interesting stat when you're looking at the spread and the total. Your thoughts when you initially look at this game tonight?
No touchdowns last week. No touchdowns last time against the Rams a month ago as well for Sam Darnold. Not to mention he threw 4 picks in that game too. Rams look too good right now as well. They have a Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery thing starting to emerge here with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. That's why I think if Devontae Adams is out tonight, which he probably will be, they still have a good shot at winning this game. Stafford and Puka have been sensational. I got the Rams tonight.
I'm torn on this one. I said I like Seattle to win this game, but this is just going to be a fantastic, fantastic game. I want to see how low this total goes. I still think this game goes over the total, even if it's rain. I think both offenses put some points on the board, especially Seattle, who didn't put many points last week. I'm leaning towards the over. I just want to see how low it gets.
The weather is the mystery, man, in this whole thing because we don't know what it's going to do. The rain potentially is going to be there, but not a lot. We could have strong winds, gusts up to 40 miles per hour. I like a lot of kicking because of field goals, but with that wind, we don't know what that's going to do to all this. You're talking about short routes. That's the tight ends. You're talking about Nakua, but also JSN. There's so much that we don't know about this. I still trust the Rams because I think the better coach of McVay is on that side. So that's why I would lean to the Rams.
Yeah, it feels that way a little bit, DG, doesn't it? And our guy, Big Cheesy, your number one, in the chat, he said, hey, Coach, if the Seahawks win tonight, the 49ers still have a chance to win the division. And it feels like the Niners are a long ways back. Peyton, they're not. They're 10-4 right now. They're just one back of both of these two teams.
All kinds of teams kind of still in it, especially. But to win the division, it just seems so weird for the Niners to be winning the division, especially with these teams up there right now.
Yeah, Raphael, I haven't even thought about the Niners other than I've got to go to fanatics.com and I'm buying the jersey through our show. If you guys want to do that, I encourage you to. Because they have been consistent even without consistency at the quarterback position. When you talk about the quarterbacks in this game, Sam Darnold a year ago fell off a cliff when they got to the final 3 games, and he was awful in the playoffs, which is why I believe Minnesota let him go and go to Seattle and kept J.J. McCarthy. Does Sam Darnold need to prove something to us? Because last Sunday, he didn't play very well against the Colts.
Yes, but this game is going to be different because of the weather. So I think the run game is going to be important for both teams. And I think screen passes, DG already said, I think the tight ends, short passes to them are going to be so key. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of long balls, but I think we're going to see a lot of short passes and the run game.
Speaking of short passes, that might lead to receptions instead of yards if we're looking at props, DG. And Puka, his normal number has been 7.5, which is kind of the max when you're looking at star wide receivers. You never see an 8.5, ever. But he has routinely gone 9, 10, 11, double digits, I believe, 4 times this year already. If you had to choose one, which one would you play?
I would definitely look at Puka's receptions. The line is at 7.5. You're talking about just asking this guy who, on a consistent basis, does get 7 receptions. Now, maybe they move it back to closer to the line of scrimmage to get him a dump off here and there. He's getting double-digit targets in every single game. So you're talking about the odds. I can even do that math, Coach. It lines up for me.
It certainly does. Peyton, if Devontae Adams, who left the game on Sunday with a concussion, if he's unable to play tonight, how much do you think that'll affect the passing yards, the attempts, the completion? There's a lot of props here that Devontae Adams indirectly could affect.
Especially in the red zone, right? He's the red zone guy. So today I'm going Colby Parkinson anytime touchdown at plus 215. This is the prop of the night, guys. The Seahawks, one of the best defenses in football. They're not letting Puka beat them. They're going to be all over him. Colby had 5 catches for 75 yards against Detroit. 6 touchdowns the last 6 games for him. Plus 215 anytime touchdown sounds like a great price for a guy that's been putting up those numbers, especially if the Rams are without Devontae.
I think it's very appropriate right here to take the time, and you can all do it with me after that. Yeah, that's right, DG. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. That's next level right there, gentlemen. That's next level. Man's not even out of college yet.
He's definly not out of college yet. No.
No. Is there a story there? Is there a story there?
Long way to go. Classes are, we'll see.
Wow. Okay. As long as you're still going to stay here with us, that's really, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I control his graduation as his, what do they call it? Your mentor in your internship?
Yeah. Internship mentor.
Yeah. This might be like the coolest internship anybody in your class has.
Amazing.
Being on national TV every day.
I've had some friends ask me how'd you do that? How'd you pull that off?
What'd you tell them?
I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's just nice and easy. I just reached out.
And they said yes. And they just threw me right on the show. It was just like that.
I think it was a blind date.
That's hilarious, DG. If you know, you know. Oh, my God, that's hilarious. All right, still plenty more to come. Remember, we got 2 dominant hours today on the Stadium Network, but still to come here on this show. NBA Showcase, the NBA getting back into their regular season. The Christmas holiday is kind of the start for the NBA to really be a focus of sports and sports betting fans. So coming up on the other side, a really good one tonight. Pistons and the Mavs, and the Knicks doing some, I guess, weird things. We'll explain on the other side. It's Coaching Company right now, live on the Stadium Network. All right, boys, a little synergy here. Years ago when I was at ESPN, I began my radio career. I took over for Doug Gottlieb when he left and went to Fox. And now Gottlieb, who is the head coach for Wisconsin Green Bay, announced yesterday that he will no longer be the first and only head coach to have a full-time radio show and be a Division I head coach. Peyton, should we applaud Doug Gottlieb for putting his team and his players first?
Well, now I'm just sad I have nothing else to do between 3 to 5 Eastern time. I mean, I'm a big Doug Gottlieb guy, right? But no, applaud him for taking the time with his team. I think his team should be happy that he's focusing more on the team.
He said, Raphael, that a couple of weeks ago, an example, that because of his radio show, the team went to Indianapolis and he had to fly later. So he didn't even get to travel with his team. And he's like, it just didn't sit right with me. And I applaud that.
I do applaud that, but then I think of Summerall from Tulane, who's trying to coach the Tulane Green Wave to a college football playoff and do Florida stuff. So I applaud him, but then I'm thinking, wow, Summerall's doing 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah, for a month.
Right.
Not every day for 12 months, which is what he's been doing for the last 5 years. DG, you're my basketball guy. Could you do both full-time for an extended period of time?
No, I think it's hard enough as a coach to do your radio spots, what you're giving out, but not like a consistent basis. You're having to be at somewhere. No matter what happens, you can't miss. I know he's still going to do the podcast. I get that. But all of this sounds like there's a contract coming up, but he wants to keep that basketball contract money.
I think you're right. I really think you're right. He did say that he's going to take a hit financially because I'm guessing, just a guess, that radio show certainly 6 figures. How high of 6 figures? I don't know. But a Division I head coach, if he moved up the ladder, he could make millions. But he'd have to be at like a Big Ten, SEC, something like that. All right, gentlemen, it's time to talk a little hoops. Sort of. I'm very, very hesitant for this next topic, but hey, we didn't do it. We're back live in just 5 seconds. All right, a full slate, and I mean a full slate of NBA hoops after everybody had off for the NBA Cup. Only 2 games were last night, so like the entire NBA playing today. Before we get to our featured game, did you guys all see I guess the headlines were boys being boys celebration with the New York Knicks, which is now being memed all over the place as Josh Hart decided to do that against Jalen Brunson. Peyton, what are we doing?
That's just uncalled for. Uncalled for. Very celebratory though. If we're gonna celebrate something, I mean, might as well, right? Hey, whoopee,
What do they say? Win in Vegas? But clearly, Jalen Brunson did not like it, Raphael.
Well, when was the last time the Knicks won anything? They didn't know how to act after winning something. They won a cup, so they didn't know how to act.
And they have said that they're not putting the banner up in Madison Square Garden. That'd be kind of funny in that historic arena. DG, were you a little surprised that on national TV, Josh Hart decided to do this?
Yeah, I give this a thumbs up. Too soon, sorry. But yes, I think this is something that you probably leave in the locker room just as a jab at your friend, not in front of the entire world. Bro just lost his moment.
Yeah, jab's an interesting word to use there as well. All right, gentlemen, let's pivot now over to one of the big games tonight. And when I look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games on the docket. But this one stuck out to me because you have a team, the number 1 seed in the East, that everybody's sleeping on, the Detroit Pistons. Young, hungry, athletic. And then you've got the Dallas Mavericks starting to play better. Cooper Flagg becoming the youngest player ever to go north of 40 points in a game. He did that in their last game. Dallas is starting to play faster. I think, Peyton, that Jason Kidd is realizing that with the squad, they've got to speed it up. And with that comes a lot of overs, which is why I played the over today. But just the matchup, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Pistons side here. I mean, really heavy favorites, but how many games do the Pistons have to win for more people to actually start talking about them, right? Last season, they proved themselves without question. They're right up there with the Knicks, lost by a game in the playoffs. And now they're 21-5 this year. They've won 4 straight. They were just underdogs in Boston and beat them. So I don't know why they were underdogs in that game, too. I thought that was pretty disrespectful. I think they're way too fast for Dallas here. I think they're going to blow them out. 6.5. I'll take the 6.5.
I think it's about brands is why they were, underdogs against the Celtics. Everybody still thinks Boston is that same team with Jason Tatum. Raphael, let me come over to you because I think this number is very, very important if people want to bet it. I wanted to stay away because Dallas has proven they can be really good or really bad, but they do score a lot. So how do you attack this game?
Yeah, it's a tad a bit high for me, but then I go back and say, wow, the Pistons only lost 3 games on the road, and they went to Miami when Miami was really hot. It beat them 138-135. I can see a high scoring game on this one. I lean towards taking the plus 6.5.
Okay, thank you. Respect on the over. DG, where are you headed?
I do like the 6.5 for the Mavs as well because they should be getting back Anthony Davis. I know that he's been in and out for every other game at this point, but I do believe that you're talking about an Anthony Davis led team should be much better. It should help Cooper Flag, but also Daniel, whatever his last name is, the center for them. Yes, I think that they should have the size to be able to compete with the Pistons in this game.
That's a long last name. Daniel, the center for them. Crazy. Yeah. Never even heard of that last name.
It circles around the number on the back.
By the way, I'll be honest with you. You guys know that I got to the first day my son ever broke 80 was playing with Klay Thompson. And now tell me that the Klay Thompson, Megan Thee Stallion content on Instagram is not must watch, even if it's not a real relationship. It's not? Not to you guys?
I hate Klay Thompson.
I thought you were going to say you hate Megan Thee Stallion. I was like, we're going to have issues, son. We're going to have issues. All right. Now, coming off a 3-5 day does not make your boy happy. But I've got the right crew to bounce back today. So it's time, ladies and gentlemen. And for all of you who were not here at the top of the show, let's lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less, just 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. DG, upper left, start us off.
UT Martin plus 4.5 at -110. I have this at a pick'em game, but both teams really good against the spread and 5-2 on the season. And then Colby Parkinson, the tight end for the Rams, over the 39.5 receiving yards at -110. I just look at Seattle. They allow the second most receptions to the tight end and the 4th most receiving yards to the tight end.
All right, Peyton, go.
Well, we can't go perfect today because Rap's on the Seahawks and I'm on the Rams. So going with the Rams, who have won their last 10 in December. I got them on the money line. I'm taking the over in Utah, Jazz, Lakers. Neither team plays a lick of defense, over 243.5.
And if you're going to cash with the coach, I've got 2 of the overs in 12 of the games that are being played today. Knicks, Pacers, over 225. Make no mistake about it. The Knicks partied in Las Vegas after they won the NBA Cup on Tuesday. So on Thursday, best believe they are not playing any defense over 225. Then in the aforementioned Pistons-Mavs game, over 229. Some books has it 229.5. I'd play this all the way up to 231, to be honest with you. I think this game soars to the over with both teams very much rested. They're very much ready, and both teams think that they should be really good teams, and I think they match up well tonight. All right, Raphael, talk to me.
I'm taking the Seahawks -1.5. This game opened up at a pick'em. And no matter what team you play tonight, take the money line because I think there's value on both sides of whoever wins this game. It's just going to be a fantastic game. I think Seattle wins. In college basketball, give me Temple Davidson over 143.5. Temple's last 3 true road games, they're giving up 81 points per game. This one flies over.
All right, very good. And we like to end every show trying to make you a little bit smarter. Raphael.
We're going for player prop today. The LA Rams, Kenneth Walker III, has recorded 68+ rushing and receiving yards, 12 out of his 14 games this season. Take it again.
Wow. What's his combo number today?
BetMGM had 65.5. Some books had 68.5. I think the highest I saw was 69.5 at Prize Picks.
Wow. And he's done that in 12 or 14 games.
Yep.
I mean, do you want more of a lock? By the way, Peyton, one thing, and I'm being dead serious with this, that I will not tolerate here on the show is giving out false information. And I believe that you just said that there was no way we could go perfect on our screen. There is a chance for a Raphael middle. And I don't know why you're not educating the audience on what a Raphael middle is, because we have it right in front of us, but yet you won't acknowledge it. Tell me why.
Well, on Tuesday, I had a similar situation here with Mikey P, who was taking the Louisville Cardinals plus 1.5, and I was on the Tennessee money line. And let's just say that that game was not a 1-point game. Tennessee by 30.
Yeah, right now, Mikey's got the poo-poo face going on. Yeah, that Louisville Cardinal, it happens. It's interesting.
We can have a tie, too, tonight. We could still have a tie. Both pushes.
We could.
1.5?
If the game was, 1.5. Never mind. I'm done.
It's like, okay.
I'm out. Have a good evening.
He'll be here all day. All right, gentlemen, well done today. Thank you for the one-shot producer, man. We are not done dominating the Stadium Network. Not even close. We've got a full hour talking about the pro wrestling business, but it's actually just a really fun show. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back at the top of the hour. But in the meantime, to close out this show, there's only one way, and there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets, winning tickets, all 8 of them, I say, straight to the pay window. My entire team, damn it, do I love them all. My guy, Raphael, Young Peyton, DG, Producer Man, and Mikey P behind the scenes. I'm simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day, presented by Not Without Hope. It's Coaching Company right here on Stadium. Come on back.